Thank you, Ms. Flo. Hello, everyone, to the 3,000 Facebook live viewers. Good morning to all of you. I'll pick up from the comprehensive presentation of Dr. James and zero in on one leadership trait that I think is very crucial, especially at this time. By the way, I'd like to apologize if I don't look like anymore the picture that you saw in the pub ad. Maybe that's the effect of COVID. That's the effect of the pandemic. And I guess it has affected so many. It's been 4 months, and since suspensions of institutions have started, and everyone is still uncertain. Everyone is still uh, clueless about what the future holds. If you are actually going to look at the social media accounts of our students and even teachers, you would find emoticons that would show or be attributed to depression. You would find a sad face, you would find a clueless face, you would find a face lurking in the dark, as if not 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 having any idea of what to do next. And that's something that reverberated to us because even if we were successfully able to shift immediately to fully online because of our learning management system, still this feeling of, should I say, discomfort and even probably distrust on the system resounds. It doesn't go away. So we try to ask ourselves what else is missing in the mix. We already have the teachers, we already have the technology, particularly the platform, but still these sentiments are coming out. We realized that in the survey that we conducted during the end of the semester, which was May 30, 9 out of 10 students, there were 3,000 respondents, 9 out of 10 students felt that there are more important things other than studying. 7 to 8 out of 10 students felt or questioned their productivity, especially at this time. So studying was really affected because of this pandemic. And probably it would take more than high technology to address this concern. Hence, that lead us to our topic for today, which is care-centered model for online learning. What I will do is I will give you a preview of the journey, of the ongoing journey actually, that we have been taking to develop this care-centered model for online learning. In the process, I hope to give you or cite some examples on how technology played a role in helping us realize this vision of ours. The talk is structured based on the definition that you see in front of your screen. It's empathy. So it means it's more than sympathy. Based on the definition, it's the ability to actually see the situation of the other person from the eyes of that person. It's not just merely understanding it, but really putting yourself into that situation. And the next element would be once you actually put yourself in that situation, what actions can you do to actually help resolve that situation? So those are the two vital elements of empathy. Those are the two vital elements of care. And those are the two things that would structure the rest of the slides that I'll be presenting. By the way, I'll only be presenting 9 slides. So the first principle in arriving at empathy would be this. I think for school leaders, it is important to constantly remind ourselves that not everything is about us. Especially this pandemic, we really need, as Doc James said, we really need to be proactive and go out of our way to reach out even to our middle managers. Remember or be mindful that everyone is disoriented during this time, but you as the head of the institution if you're familiar with the series The Crown, should not flinch because everyone will fall down. It may be an unfair situation, but deal with it, manage it, because that's something that goes with the job. Concretely, the organization has become flat because of this. Instead of people lining up, offering their suggestions to you, or people waiting to be scheduled for a vacancy in your appointment, you find yourselves now calling people and using technology to reach out to these people. Because again, they're so disoriented that the last thing they would think about is other things other than themselves. So as a leader, it's important to think about others. And if you think about yourself all the time, that would be hard to do. That would be hard to perform or to carry out. You must try to go out of yourself, not be consumed by your own concerns, but try to understand the concerns of the community. So listen carefully. Not everything is about you. This is, aside from it being a reiteration of the first principle, it is also an introduction of the first principle, highlighting on the concept of listening. Listening is a very important factor that would help you arrive at decisions. Listening would mean you getting feedback, creating focus group discussions, and being accessible as to many testaments and concerns as you can. It's really a hard task and it requires courage because it's not all the time that the voices that you will hear will be something that would be appealing to you. Some of them might also be hurtful, but that's part of it. Sometimes God works in very weird ways. Those that are hurtful are actually diamonds in the roughs. And normally, you would actually find solutions from there. So just try to have a thick face, be humble, and see the beauty, and try to I guess, see past the way it's said, and just focus on the substance of what is being shared. During the pandemic, we have been very, should I say, diligent in conducting various surveys just to know the sentiments of our stakeholders. And that's really important because the sentiments, as this pandemic is so uncertain, the sentiments also change from time to time. So you cannot just rest on one. So there must always be a constant connection with your stakeholders, constant consultation with your stakeholders. Even until now, as we conduct our weekly training seminar for our faculty, we still consult and ask our faculty about their comments regarding the activities that we are doing. If I may share, through the learning management system, so this is my own personal learning management system, we would actually use this not just for our students, but even for the activities that we're conducting for our faculty. The system can actually be helpful in arriving at analytics. Okay, so that's the assessment and determining the sentiments of your faculty. So the learning management system that has been with us for 10 years has evolved and extended its use not just to our students, but even to our other stakeholders. So this is an example of how we actually try to connect, get feedback. By the way, if you can read it, the Marco there is not me. It's another Marco who conducted a webinar on educaring. So this is one of the ways in which technology, particularly our learning management system, helped us in trying to connect and getting feedback from our stakeholders. Another principle under that part one of how to understand and be in the shoes of that person is that you need to understand that empathy or caring is a two-way process. it's not just your stakeholders making themselves available or making their feelings and situations accessible to you, but it's also you as administrator making your situation, or at least the university situation, accessible to your stakeholders. As much as you can, and as the law provides, as long as you need to be transparent, because that the decisions and the measures that you'll be taking would be more acceptable, or and the stakeholders would be more understanding of the situation if they know about the situation. I have noticed lately that since the pandemic, our learning management system has become more than a system for learning. It has actually become a system for community building and, and mobilization of support. That's how the learning management system in our context has actually evolved. If I may again show you, you would notice that in the homepage, in the news section, the news that you would find there are not just for lessons. They're not just for assessments that students will take. You would find actually there some quotes from the Bible, announcements of seminars, well, that's for learning, and even virtual job career fair. It has also helped me, there's an invitation for a Jedi training. It has also helped me disseminate information as far as the memos and the responses that I would give are concerned. So it's really now become a platform for community building. It has it has not limited its function to learning as well. So we use that also to show the support that we give during the pandemic, the mental health support that we give to our faculty and students, the access to our library, to our e-library, and the memos and the responses that we give to our students, especially about whenever they have concerns about the system or the way we are carrying it out. So those are three things that would actually, three basic principles that would actually help us try to be in the shoes and respond to the situation of our stakeholders. The next one is, it's important that once you realize this, that empathy is something that should not stop from empathizing. It should translate into actions. Right now, through the surveys, the comments, the results of the focus group discussions we've had, we developed certain programs, implementing rules and regulations and policies that again, we would make available in our learning management system to facilitate comments, among other things. Later on, I'll be showing you how our high school unit was able to successfully translate and concretize the caring model that we are trying to espouse and working on. So basically, we're working under the principle that no one will learn productively if no one feels cared for. And I guess to go back to the first question, to the earlier question that I gave, what would now be the role of technology, particularly the learning management system, in the mix? Because again, before, we were trying to figure out why these concerns are still coming up. I guess to answer that, the role of the technology now would be how it could best realize the vision that you have for learning. And because if however high-tech technology is, if it cannot be aligned to how you envision the learning activity to be, then it wouldn't have an impactful effect to your students. In our case, we are thankful that the technology that we're using was able to help us in getting across not just knowledge, not just wisdom, but care, the feeling of being human to our students. So basically, this is the path that we went through. We tried to get out of ourselves, listen to people and conduct focus group discussions, try to be transparent to them as much as possible, arrive at solutions through our course, our policies, our programs, and invite them to take part and be on board to this solution. Because nothing can ever be sustainable if no one would be contributing to the success of this endeavor. If I may go back to Yuri's statement a while ago, I guess he was asking what makes a platform great. I guess what makes a platform great would be the people that are manning the platform. And again, because my mother would usually say, war is won not by, ano ba yun? War is won not by weapons. A war is won by men. And if you consider this situation as a war in which we have to survive and hopefully come out successful, you need good men to help you envision or to help you realize the vision that you have for learning. Thankfully, we have people not just inside the campus, but also outside, like Cypher Learning, to help us achieve this vision. And it's not really about the technology all the time. It's sometimes the people behind that technology. And in the 10 years that we've had with them, I think that has been developed and fortified clearly. Right now, we're still in the dark. I cannot claim that we have fully come out of the dark, but the emoticons hopefully would change. From the sad to the depressed emoticons, hopefully it will progress into this care emoticon. This is a care emoticon developed even during the pandemic. And hopefully, by the next months or so, and as we go through this journey of caring and using technology to get across that feeling, more icons of caring would come out from the social media accounts of our stakeholders. That's it for me. Thank you very much, Ms. Flo. I'll probably cue in now for the video that we would like to share to our Facebook viewers.
Good afternoon, parents and students. I'm Ms. Ursulian Biñas from the Humanities and Social Sciences Department of the LSUD Senior High School. I'm here today to give you an overview on how the Salle University Dasmariñas High School will be handling our online classes next semester through our ANIMO strategy and the 4 C's of learning skills in the 21st century. The global pandemic has impacted the way instructors teach and communicate with their students. Technology has never been more necessary than it is today. Educational technology can assist schools in many aspects. It is therefore vital that teachers and administrators choose the proper EdTech, which teachers in turn can effectively use within the classroom or online classes. Educators can upload any style of digital media, files for lessons. For example, it may be in a form of audio or video recording that is suited to auditory or visual learners. We make sure that these resources are available to our students through the school's online learning platform. Our online learning platform, fondly known as Schoolbook, addresses numerous challenges schools and teachers face and is one in every of the foremost comprehensive solutions to the ever-changing set up in basic education. Schoolbook has been meeting many alternative needs of the teachers and students since 2016. teachers have been empowered to set up their classes, and it has led to quality teaching to complement face-to-face classes. As times progress, the need for quality education using alternative means is here, and Schoolbook provides the kind of education our high school aims to promote as education goes fully online. This platform is powerful and modern with an easy-to-use interface, a fully responsive design that works on all devices such as mobile phones, iPads, laptops, and desktop computers with an internet connection. Schoolbook can be accessed anywhere. When it comes to assessments, every action taken by the students is tracked, stored, and analyzed for student learning and transparency purpose as well. One highlight feature is the gradebook, where teachers can post the grades of different activities and students can track their progress. These assessments are designed to comply with the most essential learning competencies, or MELCs, set by the Department of Education. Moreover, every class is designed with gamified learning to encourage student engagement. Students get to earn points and badges while seeing their names on the class leaderboard. These are small increments of positive reinforcement to build up their confidence during the learning process. Gamified learning activities, especially those created online, can incorporate bits of instant feedback for students so that concepts remain clear and pave the way to great learning outcomes. Attending a fully online class can be fun and engaging, even when we aim for all students to continue learning. Now, the 4 C's are by far the most popular 21st century skills. These skills are also called learning skills. Learning skills teaches students about the mental processes required to adapt and improve upon a modern work environment. I firmly believe that we cannot give what we do not have. More educators know about these skills because they're universal needs for any career. We in the LSUD High School see to it that we do what we preach. The first C is collaboration. The teachers in high school are collaborating by means of sharing resources and materials that is needed in every class. We have common materials that we use in different classes, and of course, we have different strategies on the delivery of every topics. Another instance that we do collaboration in our class is the performance task. It is like hitting 2 birds in 1 stone. So, ginagawa namin, merong 2 subject or 3 subject na nagko-collaborate, and we will produce 1 outcome para hindi masyadong nahihirapan yung mga estudyante. So, isang outcome lang, pero 2 or 3 subject yung nahihit niya with the learning competency na nakaset dun sa subject na yon. So, we also have this CSAT. We call this Courses Integration and Collaboration Assessment Task. So, in CSAT, we usually give out the steps that they need to do when performing a task. So doon po nakapaloob lahat ng mga dapat nilang gawin, ano yung magiging outcome at ano yung mapoproduce. Okay? Then second C is critical thinking. This is all about creating open challenges for students that require research and analysis of information along with problem solving and analytic thinking. We usually encourage our students to think open-mindedly, think of solutions to complex problems. Then third C is communication. The quality of our ideas is meaningless if you no talk, no good, because communicating your purpose to others is an essential part of determining the success or failure of an endeavor. We give clear, specific, and detailed instructions for the students to be able to understand the task that they need to do. We use different kinds of instructions like audio recording for our auditory learners and video recording for our visual learners. Another good feature of Schoolbook is the immersive reader to help our dyslexic students. Creativity. We encourage our students to think outside the box. It is also being open and responsive to new and diverse perspectives. Being innovative will continue to be a key driver by giving opportunities and environment that allow students to be curious seekers of new knowledge. We lead them to exercise their creative muscles. The most recent advancement on the 21st century skills movement has added more C into the framework. that is computational thinking, character, citizenship, and computer digital technology. If there's one thing I'd like you to take away from today's presentation, it is from the 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 6 to 7. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that He may lift you up in the due time. Cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you.